Let me ask you something. The last article you read online, was it written by a human? The last review you checked before buying something, was that a real person's experience? The last comment that made you laugh, or made you angry, or made you think? Are you sure there was someone on the other side of it? Because here's the thing. You can't know. Not anymore. And that shift, that moment where certainty became impossible, happened faster than almost anyone was prepared for. In 2022, researchers estimated that somewhere between 5 and 15% of all content on social media was generated by automated systems. By 2024, that number had climbed dramatically, not because the methodology changed, but because the output did. A single person with access to a modern language model can now produce in 1 hour what used to take a content farm an entire week. One person, one laptop, one subscription that costs less per month than a streaming service. Think about what that means at scale. If 10,000 people are doing that, and that is an extremely conservative estimate, the volume of synthetic text entering the internet every single day is staggering. We are not talking about thousands of articles. We are talking about millions of pieces of content flooding product pages, opinion columns, how-to guides, social media threads, customer reviews, forum replies, comment sections, and search results. And most of it is completely indistinguishable from human writing, not because it is perfect, but because it is good enough. And good enough at volume changes everything. Here is the thing about exponential change that humans are very bad at understanding. We are linear thinkers. We extrapolate by drawing a straight line from where we were to where we are, and assume the line keeps going at the same angle. That is not what is happening. GPT-3 launched in 2020. It was impressive, but clunky, repetitive in ways you could catch if you were paying attention. The jokes people made about AI writing in 2021, the weird non-sequiturs and confident hallucinations, were accurate. You could feel the machine in it. Then GPT-4 launched in March 2023. Within weeks, it was being used by journalists, copywriters, lawyers, students, and developers, not as a toy, but as a workflow tool, a first draft machine, something that didn't need to be perfect because it got you 80% of the way there fast enough to make the economics work. 18 months after that, the models available from major labs and open source projects anyone could run on their own hardware were producing content that professional editors were struggling to distinguish from experienced human writers. 18 months. That is the window in which the entire baseline shifted. And it is not slowing down. Every 6 to 12 months, the capability frontier moves again, and every time it moves, the number of people who can produce synthetic content at scale increases, and the ratio of AI-generated to human-generated content on the internet shifts further in one direction. Search engine results, product reviews, news sites, social media, knowledge bases, every layer of the information environment is being reshaped at a pace that no institution, no regulator, and no detection tool has been able to match. AI detection tools exist, and they are useful in narrow contexts, but they carry false positive rates that have already damaged real people's academic and professional reputations, and they are caught in an arms race they cannot permanently win because generation capability adapts the moment detection improves. The deeper problem is not malicious actors, though those exist and are real. The deeper problem is that most of this content is produced by ordinary people, making individually rational decisions in response to real economic pressures. The recipe blogger who needs to stay active, the small business owner who cannot afford a copywriter, the journalist on a deadline who hasn't been asked to disclose. Each decision is understandable. The aggregate is an internet that is structurally different from the one that existed 5 years ago. And what that does to us, psychologically, epistemically, is the part that I think is genuinely underappreciated. We are not good at nuanced probabilistic trust. When an environment becomes genuinely uncertain, some people overtrust everything. Some retreat to tightly bounded echo chambers, and some, the outcome that concerns me most, simply stop trying to evaluate what is true. Epistemic, learned helplessness. And that is extraordinarily convenient for anyone who benefits from a world where people have stopped caring whether something is real. The internet was always imperfect.